Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara. I make content about holistic self-love. Get ready with me while I talk about imposter syndrome, my experience of imposter syndrome and getting over it. Yeah. Anyway, there's a reason why I wanted to talk about that today while I'm getting ready. Yeah. Anyway, the reason is I am going to my birthday dinner. And it's probably one of the first, or not the first time, but one of the only times in my life that I've actually had a birthday celebration for me, because other times I've done joint parties or created events, or even just kind of like forgotten about my birthday because I felt so much imposter syndrome. I used to think, who's going to come to my birthday? Anyway, tonight I've got 16 people coming to my party and I'm like, wow, I feel amazing. Anyway, I've suffered with this a lot, imposter syndrome, and I'm going to do exactly the same makeup as I did the other day. So if you're looking for new makeup styles, it's not happening today, maybe another day. I'm quite a minimalist when it comes to makeup. Just had a shower, so I'm a bit red. So imposter syndrome. Yeah, I've grown up feeling pretty invisible, actually, when I was a child, when I was a teenager. And even in my memoir that I wrote 10 years ago, The Mask of Venus, I wrote it in Spanish. I wrote something like, on a good day, I felt invisible, and on a bad day, I felt ugly. And that's exactly how I went through school. People at school used to call me a weirdo, and so I just found solace in doing my homework and just being a what people call a SWAT. And yeah, so that was about it. But then when I got to the age of 16 or kind of 17, 18, that's when I started to get male attention. And it was strange because I was thinking I'm the same person as a few years ago when everyone ignored me because they thought I was awful. And I thought that type of attention would be fleeting. So I tried to focus more on my intellectual charms, let's say. Anyway, yeah, so what else was I going to talk about in imposter syndrome? Yeah, so throughout my life, I have felt pretty much invisible. And that has had a really profound effect on all areas of life, with my social life, with my relationships, not the feeling of not feeling worthy. And and sometimes also when I discovered attachment theory a few years ago. If you're unfamiliar, there are, I think, 3 main types: secure, avoidant, and anxious. And when I read the description of the avoidant attachment and the link with childhood, it made me think, is my life as a single child-free woman, it was a consequence rather than a choice. And that used to make me feel so sad, because I do wonder how my life would be different if I didn't have this imposter syndrome and I thought I was worthy of different life choices, because maybe I didn't think the alternative was available to me. Yeah, but also I wanted to talk about this today about really in relation to online content, because I think if you ask a lot of school children these days what they want to be when they grow up, a lot of people say YouTuber or content creator, TikToker, those kind of things. I mean, what I'm doing for a living is what a lot of people want to do, but it's interesting because I never wanted to be a video creator. I was asked to be a video creator, and what happened was 10 years ago, I did an interview for El Mundo in Spain, which is a very right-wing newspaper. It was a video interview, and then someone from a TV channel saw the video and says, "You're so telegenic, you're photogenic, telegenic. You need to make a video vlog." And I was thinking, what can I talk about? Video. I am terrified of video, because even, public speaking is terrifying, but just pressing record and speaking is terrifying. Even though one-on-one, I do feel quite relaxed talking about sexuality, and I'm very comfortable. But then, once that record button is on, it's very daunting. So it took me a while to think about what kind of video content I could make. So I came up with this idea called La Sex Teacher, because it was in Spanish. And I was going to answer 2 questions a week, because I was also receiving a lot of emails from followers with questions about sexuality and sex toys and stuff like that, and dating, and I didn't have time to engage with them personally, and also I wasn't really that comfortable engaging with people personally because I'm not a therapist or anything like that. So I thought, how about I turn these questions into content, and that would encourage people to actually write to me. So we'd be helping each other. They'd be helping me with content, and I'd be helping them with some solutions. Obviously a bit tongue-in-cheek, because I'm not a therapist, I'm not a medical professional or anything like that. So anyway, I landed this. The producer liked the idea, And I started making these videos, which were just 1.5 minutes for each question. And it took me 3 hours to make 2 videos. I used to record it on my computer, and I had post-its all around, because I used to say it all I had everything scripted word for word. And if I messed up just one little thing, I did it again and again and again and again. And oh my God, I was trying to not, look at those things around the screen, trying to keep my eye on the camera. After a while, I kind of, learned it by heart, but still there was I was also a perfectionist. If I didn't get it quite right, I would repeat. And it was just so wooden. And also in parallel to that, my clients from the sex toy reviews wanted me to make videos. And I until that point, I was just making written videos on my website, beingasahara.org. And I was comfortable with that, but video was like, oh my God. So for both of these collaborations, one in English, one in Spanish, I would wear glasses, do silly hairstyles, and I made up this thing on this channel called the Sex Toy Laboratory, and made it into kind of like some quirky scientist with a white coat. And I was really just hiding behind hiding behind a costume, really, because I was so uncomfortable. It took me a really, really, really long time to actually get comfortable. And so at first, I do have all of those videos on here still if you're curious, but what a difference. If you do look at them, the difference between me then and me now is just phenomenal. So when I was making videos, I didn't have this kind of excitement to get to make a video. It was kind of a moment of dread. When it was done, it felt good, kind of like going to the gym. I've done it now, yeah. But before, it was just this feeling of, oh my God, I have to do this. And I realized that I was in a very privileged position, because what I had, many people would die for, be really, really, grateful for. And I was just like having all of this imposter syndrome, feeling that I didn't deserve it somehow. So to try and kind of get over that, what I did on this channel in May 2018, I did a 30-day challenge where I uploaded every single day. And at first it was like, hi, I'm Venus Sahara. And it was just really wooden. And then by day 24, I made a one-take video with no mistakes. And now I'm just making one-take videos with hardly any notes. I've got a few notes here that I probably can't even read. But now I just feel so much more comfortable with long form, that is. I'm still not comfortable with things like lives or just speaking to the camera on the fly, or TikTok or Reels and things like that. I'm still kind of like, I do have clients asking me for that, and I'm like, oh, it just takes me such a long time. And anyway, and right now I'm working with a content strategist who's going to help me get over myself almost. And I'm going to do my first live soon as well. I'm going to team up with my spiritual mentor, Connor Keys, and we are going to do a live all about relationships from a spiritual perspective. I will tell you when that is, and I hope you tune in and help me along, but there's no way I could do that at this moment alone. I'm really happy I've got someone to hold my hand virtually, and we will be, it'll be beneficial for him, for me, and hopefully for anyone who's tuning in as well, because we've got some great ideas to share with you. And hopefully from that experience is going to help me to kind of launch into a new, more confident live persona online, because I do want to make more content and not feel this obstacle. And the obstacle I'm creating, and the obstacle is not serving anyone really. Yes, and I also want to kind of develop my public speaking. So I'm really working on all of these things. Now you might notice, if you've been following me, that I never say like or subscribe in any of my videos, and there's a reason for that. I just haven't really assumed the identity of a YouTuber yet. Even though I've got 134,000 subscribers on here, I still feel a bit out of place. I feel like I don't deserve to be here or something. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm still trying to get over it, doing my best. But other things that have helped me overcome my imposter syndrome is just in the last few years, I created this group in Barcelona called Barcelona Conscious Connections. Hang on a minute, let me just find my eyebrow thing. Barcelona Conscious Connections. I should have taken everything out first. There's a lot of things in here that I don't even use now. Oh my God, it's gonna be terrible. Sorry about this. Anyway, my first events, I never used to even say hello to people when they arrived. I used to just stay in the corner, and it was interesting because just in the last week, people sort of told me that they thought that I was unapproachable and aloof and a bit up myself, and I was like, you couldn't be more wrong about me, to be honest. I'm all the opposite. I'm total opposite of all of those things. I'm actually quite shy and awkward, socially awkward. And when I heard that, I was thinking, oh my God. So now at my events, I do try to greet people and just make some small talk so that everyone can kind of I can just develop my leadership skills, but also that other people feel comfortable as well, because for them, people who are, let's say, going out to an event, they don't know anyone, they can also feel quite socially awkward, and if we're both awkward, then it doesn't really help anyone. So now I'm making a real effort to kind of this is not very good to make my people in my events feel more comfortable. Oh my God, I need to get some more. This is not working. It's the nerves of the imposter syndrome. So yes, that's what I'm doing. And then last week someone at the sex toy fair told me the same thing, that they thought I was becoming more approachable, but I wasn't before. But what's really changed for me is that when I was more well known in Spanish media, I cared more about what people thought of me and about my reputation, and whereas now I'm really letting go of it, because when I became spiritual in 2017, I really detached myself. I kind of like had almost what you would call an ego death, in the sense that I realized that my content wasn't about me. I was just a messenger, and the type of thinking behind the content I was making, I wasn't thinking what can I make today to get paid. I was thinking, what can I contribute today, to the world. And that type of thinking made me feel okay with being a little bit shy and awkward. So that was working for a while. But I do think, this exercise that I did of doing 30-day upload, I think I should apply that same logic to live content or reels or TikTok or something like that, so I can get out of that discomfort zone and get more comfortable with that whole thing, because I know it's really exciting when you do something that you thought you couldn't do, and then you actually achieve it and it works. And I think also this could speak to a lot more people, because I do know that a lot of people don't become creators because they're worried about what people are going to think of them. And I think my imposter syndrome wasn't so much about what other people were going to think of me. I think it was more about just feeling comfortable in myself. Because as far as being, letting go of what the people think of you, I've already kind of managed that. I've already mastered that with having an online column in El País, this big Spanish newspaper. I used to get into the top 10 a lot of the time, and even number one sometimes. And I remember when I would write an article, for example, the first few comments, they were always very provocative, these articles, but the first few comments were like, yeah, great, good article. And I was like, yeah, cool. But then when we got to like third or fourth or fifth comment and it was negative, I was like, bring it on, because I knew that those articles would create a debate in the comment section, and those negative comments would generate just a lot more debate, and then they would get to the top 10 more easily. So that was really good for me. I was just looking at the charts every hour and just watching my articles go up and up and up, and I didn't really care about the negative comments. And also I think negative comments are a sign of success. So that's not really the thing about my imposter syndrome. So now, anyway, why am I linking it to my birthday? Because I've never celebrated my birthday before. I've always, for example, the last 2 years, I've made my birthday celebration as part of my events. So there were some of people who are my friends, and then others who were just coming to my events they're more acquaintances. Whereas this time I thought, yeah, I'm going to have a party. And I was really surprised that so many people are signing up. And also these people who are coming, they are good friends and they all like each other, which is a really nice feeling to have. And I'm starting to feel a lot more appreciation from people in my life, in my personal life, in my online life and professional life. So that really helps. I think feedback helps so much when you know that you are doing something right, or that the content you're making is having a positive impact on someone. Even people I know personally, when they are positively impacted by what I say, what I do, or my advice, or just whatever, I'm like, it just makes me feel so good. So I know that being shy is just not really, it's not going to serve the world. Yeah, so what else do I have written down here? Do I have anything else? Well, that's kind of it really with my imposter syndrome. I think imposter syndrome is a term that's being used a lot lately, and it might be overused. So I hope that you don't think I'm just doing it for clickbait. It's so not. It's actually something that I really genuinely, what would I say, battled with and still do. But I know that right now I'm actually working with a content strategist, and he's helping me to get excited about making content, and I am getting more excited about making content. So that's probably the reason why I'm trying to test out different things here on YouTube and see what works. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to do a time lapse on this next bit because I don't have anything to say, because I might need some concentration for these eyes. Okay, so that's kind of it. I've got to rub this in a bit better. Probably in front of a mirror might be a little bit better than this. Oh my god, I've got loads of foundation on. Okay. Anyway, I am ready now, ready to go, and thank you so much for being with me as I got ready, and thank you for listening to me about my imposter syndrome, so maybe you might understand a little bit more about me now, hopefully. And yeah, so I'll see you soon for some more content, and if you want to check out my life upgrade meditation, check out the link in the description below. It's 100 affirmations that represent the 12 areas on the life wheel with my soft voice. So hopefully you can upgrade your life if you listen to that. Anyway, gotta go and celebrate my birthday. Thanks for watching. Mwah.